So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and I got another old school versus new school. So I was digging through my palettes trying to declutter some stuff. I know, right? Me decluttering stuff, who am I? But even I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, look, there's too much stuff in here, girl. Get your life in order. So I was going through eyeshadow palettes here because I have so many at home now that I really do like, but it's like I'm getting overwhelmed. So I felt okay with bringing some of the ones I like over here and just finally pushing out the stuff I really just don't like or like as much, or it's like B team is like I like to call it. It's like the stuff that I need to show in videos from a brand, but it's not like my top picks from the brand. With all that being said, I ended up going through these two palettes and finding that I felt like they look similar enough to show in this video. So I was like, let's try them out. Let's see who's going to win this battle. So here's what both of them look like on the inside. Now you see what I'm talking about. I feel like they look somewhat similar, not exact. I feel like this still has some crunchy tones to it with some pastels, whereas we all know the creepy cutes are usually just pastels. The original one had grunge to it, but I feel like this one doesn't have grunge to it. So this is what they both look like side by side. I'm gonna do what I normally do. We're gonna talk about the original one with the sugar pill. This is the fun size 2, and then we'll get into the creepy cute. So I don't have the original fun size. I know Batty Bean has both of them, but I just don't have it, so I can't show you what it looks like alongside of this one and alongside the Creepy Cute 2 palette. But I was not super impressed with this, believe it or not. I mean, I feel like it was okay, but I feel like the way people used to rave about sugar pill, I don't know if it's just they stuck to their old formula, and since other people have come up with better formulas since, it's not that exciting to me. I just thought it was okay, but I wanted to have some sugar pill in my collection to talk about just in case they did come out with something exciting. And I did like the color story of this. Obviously I had this before Creepy Cute 2 came out, or else, you know, it might not be here, who's to say, but I do have in my collection. I have used it I think a couple of times. It works nice. It does a cute little job or whatever. You know, you got your nice green and yellow roll, you got the blues and purples with this neutral shadow, and then you can do a nice little neutralist pop of color look with these 4 down here, in my personal opinion. So it worked okay. It just wasn't exceptional from what I had been hearing about sugar pill compared to like all the other colorful things I have. Now onto this Creepy Cute palette. So this one works nicely as well. You just have to remember that since I am, you know, I have melanin on my skin, it's hard for me to give a pastel palette a wonderful review unless it's going to somewhat oxidize and look better on my skin tone instead of ashy and crazy. And I don't necessarily feel like this one does it. I mean, it does a good job, don't get me wrong. I feel like it does a better job than the sugar pill one, so we'll see how they fare side by side. But I'm just not really crazy about pastels from certain brands, and this is the brand I'm not super crazy about them for. The first Creepy Cute palette I feel like didn't work that well for people my skin tone, and this one, it's better, but it's still not like exceptional. Like I prefer my Lethal Cosmetics After Dark palette, or I prefer pastels in my Blend Bunnies palette. So it's like, it's a nice palette, but it's better than the sugar pill, but it's like I'm not putting it super high up there just because it's just okay. So we'll see how they fare side by side. Let me zoom in real quick and cute like. If you're curious what's on my eyes right now, I have on the Sage Today from ColourPop. Yes, y'all know I like a whole clown. I had to buy the green palette, but I had to compare it for you to see if it's the same as the Child palette, because if it is, y'all know the Child palette gonna leave eventually, and then you have an alternative to the Child palette. So sometimes I feel like they do that on purpose for the people who don't care about Star Wars and don't want to pay the extra charge that they had to pay for them getting the IP. So I tried it out to see if they were similar. I gave y'all swatches and everything. So that video will have went up long before this one. So if you need to backtrack and see that, then I'll try to remember to link it up above. I make no promises. I don't even know when this is going out. Girl, I don't know. But the lipstick I have on my lips is Hustle. It's one of the e.l.f. lipsticks they just came out with, the old satin ones. I hear they're supposed to be a dupe for the Nars lipsticks. I have never tried a Nars bullet lipstick, so I don't know. Excuse me. I've only tried the Nars liquid lipsticks. Those, you know, those really lightweight textured ones that they had a while ago. They came out with those only Nars lipsticks I've ever tried. I usually stick to complexion when it comes to Nars, so I can't say that they're a dupe. You'd have to check out some other channels that have Nars lipsticks in their collection to compare to this. But you know, I like the lipstick just fine. I like the color. This is my type of everyday nude shade. I bought 3 shades that are typical to the shades that I wear, just so I could get use out of them and try them out for you all. But without further ado, let me go off camera, put the sugar pill eye on, then we will do this Creepy Cute 2 palette on camera, and I'll give y'all my thoughts. Okay, girl? I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so this is the what is it, the Shroud side. So I just took these 3 shades here, and that's what's on the eyes. So now we're gonna get into the sugar pill side. So we're gonna take this shade right here, this shade right here, and this shade right here, and try to recreate this eye. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off with the Button Mash shade, which is the dark green. And that's gonna be alright at V-shape. I have to float around here quite a bit to pick up some product. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that. Because I feel like with the Shroud one, it's much easier for me to pick up in this one. I feel like it's taking a whole lot of work, so. Which is kind of why I wanted to do this one on camera, because I wanted to see how it was actually going to perform. Because I knew the Shroud performed pretty well, and I don't think I actually did a video on this particular palette. So I'm like, let me do this one on camera and see how it looks. Plus, y'all know I like to switch it up sometimes, so another reason I wanted to do this one on camera, because I know Baddie really likes these, but I'm like, I don't know, I've never been impressed with Sugar Pills Formula after everybody raved about it and talked about how wonderful it was. I've never ever been like, oh my god, yes, that's so wonderful, and impressed by it. I feel like I have to dig in the pan way too much to get the product up to get the eye look going like I'm doing right now. That's one thing I'm not necessarily liking, because I'm telling y'all, I'm like rubbing in the pan, like for real, rubbing in this pan. Trying to get product to pick up. Just to get out of V shade. So I'm like, I'm wondering how the pink and the blue are going to perform when it comes to doing that too. If I'm having to do all that just with this shade. I'm hoping they'll be easier because they are lighter. And maybe this one was difficult because it's darker. I don't know. But like, I have to do all that just to get this much pigmentation and color on the eye right now. So it's kind of like, now we're going to go into the shade. The blue one. Yeah, so this one is blending much easier than the green one. I don't know what's going on with the green in this palette, but honey, it was a struggle bus situation getting it out of the pan. I can tell you that much. So it looks like both the blues are oxidizing, because I definitely feel like they are darker than they originally looked when I put them on. So my son thought he slipped and got up this morning, ate cookies. They ain't gonna lie to me. He ate them at 10 o'clock at night. It's like I got up at 12 to film a video and there's cookies still in the box. So it's like that's one of them what I call the unnecessary lie that you ain't need to tell, because it's like I know they were there last night, but you gonna try to tell me last night they was already gone and they weren't. Like nobody denies you of this type of stuff. So why do you feel like you need to lie and say one thing when we both know that's not what happened? I don't know if you thought somebody was stupid or something, but it's like, I know they were there. You tell me at 10 o'clock, but if I get up at 12 and they still there, there's no way that you ate them at 10, because they were still there at 12. And the thing is, I like brought cereal and other breakfast stuff over here for him to eat, so it was like, there's no need for you to do that. So like, what's the point of the lie, dude? Like, I got a feeling that in the future that's gonna get him in trouble, because it's like, if you keep lying to me, I'm not gonna be able to believe what you say. I have to believe whatever anybody else tells me, because you can't seem to just be honest about it. It's messed up, but it's like, it seems like that's gonna be reality, because we steady lying about something all the time and thinking that people are really believing us when they're not. Okay, let's go to this pink shade Double Jump. I like the colors of the what do you call the palette better? The Shroud palette. I like the colors in that better. I like the colors in this. To me, this gets like more of a mermaid vibe instead of like a neon-y type color, and I guess that's okay, but I don't know, it's just something about the Shroud one just like doing it for me. Like this pink is a little too light. Now if I was dusting this on top of this pink and making a different look, but you gotta admit they actually look pretty close. Like the blues look the same. Like even though it's a green, it's still making it look pretty nice. Like if I wanted to do more of a mermaid effect, I would definitely do this one. If I wanted a more bright, fun neon vibe, then I would do the other one. So this is what I'm working with. Pretty pretty much. I'm trying to figure out what shade we should put in the inner corner. I think they both have yellow, so maybe we put like yellow in the inner corner for both the eye looks. Let's look, because I feel like I should be putting, y'all almost messed up and used the wrong brush. This is the brush for the Shroud type. I'm like, maybe I should put a bright yellow in the inner corner. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and put the yellow in the inner corner for both of them since they both have the same color. I think I took my inner corner brush downstairs. Oh wait, no, thank goodness, here it is. Cause I was like, no, why? So I started with the one that I did on camera, and I used Shade Power up there, yellow, the inner corner. Plus, I'm gonna see how pigmented the yellow is. Cause I've never used the yellow in this palette, so I'm like, I just want to see. So that's the yellow from this palette. Dust my brush off really well because I feel like the yellow in the Shroud palette is gonna be a little bit deeper. But you know, I'm here for it. It's cool. And it's called Banana Milk. So the Shroud one is a little more powdery than I was hoping, because y'all saw I didn't get any powder kick up from this side, but I have powder kick up right here on my face. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I have powder kick up like right over here. So I just have to wipe that off real quick, and hopefully it doesn't leave yellow on my face. Okay, no, we're all good. We're all good. But yeah, so this is the finished eye look. So we're back on up to talk about my thoughts. I feel like y'all already know my thoughts. I like the fact that this is more neon-y and fun, if you will, and the Sugar Pill was a little bit more pastel, and that's okay for certain occasions, but like I just prefer the Shroud. Not to mention like the deepest shade in here that I would have to use for the outer V to give any depth to either one of these eye looks is not really giving without having to put in a lot of work to get it. So it's like I didn't necessarily like that about it either. So I'm gonna have to say I like the new school, which would be the Shroud Creepy Cute Volume 2. Now I'm not that big a fan of Creepy Cute Volume 1, but I do like Volume 2, and I definitely think it worked better than the Sugar Pill. The formula is definitely better and all that. So those are my thoughts on these palettes. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. You blessed, girl. Bye.